The Beach Boys, Smiley Smile, right now on States and Kingdoms. Welcome back to States and Kingdoms. Today we're talking about Smiley Smile from the Beach Boys, and this is a bit of a revisit because we did already do a video on Smiley Smile. It was about a year ago. A little background.
You started listening to the Beach Boys. You got Pet Sounds first. Really, the Beach Boys were Kokomo surf songs. I didn't really think about it too much. Mom loved the Beach Boys, but we really didn't listen to them in the house.
We didn't, not at all.
It was like a remnant of the past. And you got Pet Sounds, and I loved it too. And then you got Smiley Smile and Wild Honey.
Yep.
Next. And, you know, I was thinking about this today. For whatever reason, it solidified my love of the Beach Boys, like, immediately. Mm-hmm. I mean, after listening to that, I can listen to anything. I mean, like, I love the Beach Boys, and we go from, you know, Surf and Safari to Summer in Paradise to, and you know, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
And this was really the album that did it.
I think partly, you know, Pet Sounds is so talked up as like the only Beach Boys album that's really worth anything.
Was then, yeah.
Was, okay, I'll say right. It definitely was.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's why I started with that one, because that was said to be the best. But so for a person like me who had kept reading about Pet Sounds, to listen to the next album and to hear how wonderful it was and to love it so much, that just made me realize that, okay, there's a lot more here than just Pet Sounds.
Yeah.
There's a lot more amazing music.
And it was just starting to open up to it, the Beach Boys, the box sets, the, you know, documentaries, and there was starting to be a lot more information and re-releases. Right. Basically what we're saying is we never had any trouble sort of accepting it or listening to it on its own terms. Right. But clearly that was a problem for a lot of people.
And not comparing it to, you know, the giant grand thing that is, Smile.
Well, that wasn't.
That wasn't.
Right. The idea that the Beach Boys did nothing after Pet Sounds was pretty prevalent. Mm-hmm. And that idea was as prevalent as the idea that they have done nothing after Surf's Up is now, basically. You know, that's the thing that, you know, we talk about a lot, is that, you know, everything after Surf's Up is stinks. Now with Holland.
Yeah, no, it keeps moving.
Yeah, now it's like everything after Holland stinks.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Finally, MIU will be declared the masterpiece that it always was.
Yeah, it's going to happen in like 5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
No, finally it's going to be Summer in Paradise. Summer in Paradise is going to be the greatest work of art ever. No, but, you know, so it was, though, that you read that all the time. People said it as though it was a matter of fact. Mm-hmm. So, you know, Brian Wilson, he was doing Smile, then, you know, Mike Love told him not to, and he decided.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like
it was like
lore.
There was a lot of, you know, it's a strange, you know, around that time, because the internet was a thing, but I didn't go to the internet for that kind of information yet, really.
No, we read books.
You know, it was magazine articles and you know,
microfiche
reviews in newspapers and microfiche. Now, obviously, when we heard this, I hadn't heard anything of Smile. I didn't know what that was. You know, so that probably helped.
Yeah. There weren't any of the amalgamations and the compilations.
There was
just the box set.
It was on the box set,
which essentially
we didn't have yet.
No, we got that like a little bit after.
And then of course there was stuff on the internet. But like I said, I mean, really, that was like a year later that I was downloading, stealing like everything, you know, imaginable, all music imaginable.
And we did find that bootleg on vinyl.
That was way later,
later, right? Yeah.
Yeah. This album has just an intimacy, a humor, absolutely beautiful harmonies. I mean, there are moments of beauty on this album that rival anything the Beach Boys ever did.
And complicated.
Well, like, I mean, they're
heroes and villains. Just like the arrangement, it's so layered and
there's still
complex.
Plenty of splicing going on. There's still a lot of intricate arrangements. Mm-hmm.
But all with the veil of simplicity, which is deceiving.
Yeah. well, the instrumentation is definitely simple no matter what.
Yeah.
And and it's really an interesting focus on just their voices. I mean, it's quiet. It's very peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
Just it sounds like sometimes like someone just singing to themselves. There's a joy in just making music that, I mean, I think was really the point after Smile, after how much pressure he put on himself, how much,
it was
he was doing it all by himself.
It's got, silly moments.
At least not with the band.
Right. There's silliness and
things that you know.
frivolity. So interesting to note how it was received so differently in America versus England.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about XTC enough to run into his appreciation for this, and you can hear not specifically, but you can hear how this was appreciated by a lot of the English musicians. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't strike a chord more in America,
yeah,
but
it
didn't seem to. Of course, we let's go back. We had the twofer, the CD, which we listened to most.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Green Label Capitol mono re-release, which sounds very
nice.
good. And I still like I still like the way the CD sounds. I don't know. It's, again, that's because I heard it first, I'm sure. But I still like the way that sounds.
Well, you've got, so it's a really interesting mix. Just to talk about the songs a little bit. Heroes and Villains is a big, you have a couple of bigger songs. So you got your Heroes and Villains, you got Good Vibrations.
Right.
Which start each side. And, they feel like the biggest productions. It's like the biggest songs, the most going on, like frenetic kind of, but each side then kind of gets more intimate and a little quieter.
Yeah.
In their way. It's just really interesting, to go from Heroes and Villains right into Vegetables, which is just the most fun, ridiculous, the kind of song only the Beach Boys could do.
It's something that Brian Wilson, we talked about before, can do so well. Just writing a song about like any subject, and it can be something very insignificant.
Yep.
Trivial. Whether it's doing the dishes or directions to his house. Well, like things like
a girl going bald.
Well, I mean, but Vegetables, anything like that. He can write an incredible song about.
Wanting to make a phone call. The list goes on and on.
Johnny Carson, things that really no one else would do. Again, I mean, except for maybe someone like Frank Zappa, but it's more, strangely enough, more serious, and of course he does not have like the grandeur of what Smile would have had or has. I mean, in the different configurations that you can hear it now.
Right.
It like deliberately doesn't. I mean, so all of these songs are sparser, more intimate.
Mm-hmm.
He left in a nice amount of background noise and all sorts of things. It's just in its way, it's just as brilliant as that. It's just it's like he turned away from that, and and still managed to produce something that in a totally different way. Well, without all the concepts, without all the like I said, the grandeur.
Yeah,
it's this personal, joyous, funny, intimate, childlike album.
Like I love on Little Pad, how it begins,
right.
And they're laughing,
and then just snaps into the gorgeousness of their harmonies.
Right. It's too perfect. It really is. You've got, I mean, beautiful songs like With Me Tonight, Wind Chimes, Wonderful. I mean, just gorgeous.
Yeah.
And they feel all so light and breezy, and they're like brief moments, like they're fleeting. Like they hear them and then they go away, and it just the whole album just has this like quality.
But it's not a melancholy album. Like
it's really not.
It's so often there,
which is almost always there with the Beach Boys. It really doesn't have that, and I love Getting Hungry too.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's
I love
great.
that. Yeah.
The like we said, the instruments used, it's just so basic. You know, there's organ, there's bass, there's, you know, I mean, they're really, it's...
Sometimes there's a lot of bass.
Well, yeah, I mean, on the record, you get the bass. You know, everyone was waiting for this grand conceptual album, and he actually put something out that no one could ever have expected. The inverse of some grand, you know, epic, you know, that everyone was expecting, because that's what you do when you're elevating music. You make it bigger, and instead he made it so much smaller that they thought it was a failure. They thought it was just fragments of Smile.
Right, and it's
it,
not
it
that
was
at
actually
all.
a transmutation of Smile into something that he actually sort of believed in at this time.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful.
It is. It's an amazing album, and you know, it's so funny. I mean, you can listen to this and Wild Honey in like 10 minutes because the albums are so short. Wild Honey's like, isn't it 23 minutes long?
It is. It's short.
I mean, you know, it really goes by quickly. Anyway.
I know. And I love listening to both together. I think it's perfect. But this, you know, Smiley Smile ending with Whistling is just such a sweet, easy way to
he's like
walk
walking
out of
away.
the album. Yeah,
he's like just like someone walking off.
Yeah, I love it.
Singing to themselves.
There's it's got this like casual energy, which could be completely fake.
There's there's a lot to it. There really is.
We're gonna keep doing this in different videos. We'll keep talking about Smile.
So you can understand like what we're talking about, how it grabbed us, and really, you know, we just kept going through the Beach Boys, and for the last 22 years.
Yep.
You know, it's been a constant.
Yep.
So yeah.
All right. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed our discussion of Smiley Smile. Please make sure to let us know what you think of this album in the comments. Please also like and subscribe, and stay tuned here at Seats and Kingdoms for new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We'll see you next time.